Yellow, and welcome to this side of YouTube. My name is Nikki, and today I will be drawing my icon for my upcoming webcomic. So it has been almost 2 months since I last uploaded. I was going into May thinking, yeah, I have tests and exams and end of year stuff, but I think I can get in some webcomic work and YouTube work while being stressed out over exams and having to stress out over moving. But I can consistently upload because I don't know. I honestly don't know why I thought that. But obviously that didn't happen. I kind of fell off for a month on like YouTube stuff and comic stuff and art in general. Honestly, I hadn't drawn for like almost like a month. Like drawing here and there, but like nothing really substantial. So that happened. But exams are over. I still have to move, so like you can't really expect like consistent updates from me for like maybe like until like maybe third quarter July. Then I'll be able to get more stuff done and record more and upload more, since I'll have more time, more free time, which is what we love to see. But yeah, that's been what's up with my life. A lot. It's been a lot. But now I'm finally starting back at working on my comic and actually getting more stuff done. I've been like doing like little concept sheets here and there. So that wound up with Charlotte's character design changing a little, but it happens. It happens, you know. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get back to working on art and my comic stuff, which is nice. But for today's topic, I kind of wanted to have a little more structured talking time based on an experience I had recently and what it taught me about my art and how I developed as a person. Kind of that sort of stuff. It's nothing really deep, so you don't have to worry like, oh no, Nikki's gonna get like all serious and no, it's all chill. Story time. Just kidding. This happened like a few weeks ago. I don't know. It was at the tail end of final season, I think. So basically me and my friends do podcasts, right? And there's this competition we wanted to enter in, and it was like, oh, you have to make a 10-minute podcast about something, and I chose to do a narrative podcast because I like writing narratives. And mind you, I have not written a narrative podcast in my life, so it can only be so good, right? The first try can only be so good. And dialogue is something I struggle with, right? So I usually have to spend more time working on dialogue to make it fun and interesting and stuff. So I was planning on entering the contest, but turns out I had much less time than I thought I did, so I didn't end up getting it done. But I got a burst of inspiration one day and decided, hey, I'm just gonna write out everything. So in like an hour I wrote a really rough draft of what happens in like the story and stuff, and I had a lot of fun writing it. And I can't say that I enjoyed what I wrote because I didn't even look over it a second time. I just wrote, and I'm like, okay, good enough. And like later that week, I think we had a Zoom meeting, me and my podcast buddies, and somebody new showed up, and they're like, oh yeah, I can edit and like critique your writing. And you know, I can never say no to a good critique. I can never say no. That's the thing with me. I like having critiques on my work so that I can improve. So I asked this person who I met for the first time, great person, great guy, and I asked, can I get a critique? And he says yes, and he critiques my work. And you know, I do not blame this person at all. You know, they gave me really good critiques, and I'm really thankful for that, because that helped my writing like right now, and what I'm doing really helped me. And it really helped the story I'm writing, because it gave me like a new perspective, since I can get stuck in my head. But I don't think at that point in time that I was mentally ready for a critique, because I was stressed out, and then this was a rough draft. And you know what, I must say, I got a little comfortable with my skill set. You know, I got a little comfy, I got a little complacent. And like a little bit about me, you know how the internet has this thing of like self-deprecating humor and stuff like that. Like I like flip-flop between the two. Sometimes I'm like kind of narcissistic, and sometimes I'm kind of like, you can't do jack, Nikki, who do you think you are? You know, I'm a person who like flips through both. So at that point in time, I was like on a wave of narcissism where I was like, you know what? I don't think I should call it narcissism. It should be like unbased self-confidence. I was really confident in my abilities when I haven't written in like a month. I thought I was it. But basically, I got this critique, and at first I was mad that I was getting critique in the first place, because I'm like, what do you mean this paragraph doesn't make sense? I liked writing it, so therefore it's good. I was like a little like defensive. I wasn't really mad, I was defensive, that was it. I get really defensive sometimes. So for like a minute, I was like, what do you mean that the dialogue's boring? What do you mean I didn't develop the characters? What? And mind you, this podcast was written to be 10 minutes long, and I had a bunch of story to fit in. So of course, the characters wouldn't be developed either way. I don't know why I was getting defensive, but I was like defensive for a minute, and then I like started to think about it. I'm like, you know what? You're right. This dialogue is kind of bland. I'll give it to you. It is bland. And then like I started to look through the critiques again after like getting off of my, hey, my writing isn't that bad. It's fun to read. And then I actually looked at what I wrote, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. This isn't my best writing ever. And in my mind, I don't know. I knew it was a rough draft. I even told the person critiquing it that it was a rough draft. But then when I got the critique, I must have forgotten that it was a rough draft or something. I don't know. Because I started like really beating myself up. I was like, Nikki, you thought you were so good at writing, then what is this? This is so bad. How could you let other people see this? How's your writing so bad? You like writing since you were little. Were your skills always this bad? And then after that, for a few days, I was like, no, my writing sucks. No, I'm not a good writer. My characters suck. Everything I do sucks. I can't write for Jack. I should stop my comic. I should scrap all the writing I did, and I should start all over, and maybe I shouldn't even start all over because it's not gonna be good anyway. So that was me like whining and moping for a few days, thinking like, oh, my writing sucks. I suck. I can't do anything right. And then, you know, I started to think more over it. Like, I started avoiding the story. Like, I don't even want to think about it. I just know that it's going to be bad when I look at it. I don't even want to try to fix it. It's not even worth it. It's just so bad. And then a few days later, I'm like, come on, let's just look. Let's just take a look. And it was still as bad as I remembered it, because I didn't fix anything. But I started focusing on like the compliments they gave me, and I'm like, you know what? I did do a good job doing that. But then I thought, but you know what would be better if I did this too? And then I started writing, and then I was enjoying the process. And I'm like, okay, now let's look at the more negative critiques and see what we can fix. And then I realized, oh, these are all things that I would just normally fix if I was doing a final draft. And then I realized, this is a rough draft. No wonder it's not like the best quality writing that person has ever seen. It's a rough draft. And then I realized I was being stupid. But really, that changed my perspective on my creative work, because I'm like a lazy perfectionist. I'm one who likes to be complimented and do things really well and be proud of the things I do, correct? But the thing is, there's some times when I'm like, I don't want to do the work, but I still want the product to come out good. And, you know, if you think about it a little, not even a little, you can see that that doesn't really match up. That doesn't always happen. You know, sometimes you gotta do the work to get a good product, like with everything. So there are times in my art where I unconsciously said, oh, I can't practice now. If I start drawing in my sketchbook, things won't look good. And if things won't look good, I won't want to draw anymore because I'll feel like I'm bad. But then how can I make things look good if I don't practice more? It's kind of a catch-22 kind of situation where I don't want to start anything if I'm not perfect when I start it. It's really stupid. It's really stupid. I start things, like especially art things, when I'm in the mood for it, because it's not my job, you know. I'm not obligated to make art like and actually improve. I can just be complacent with it and then stick to whatever skill level I have, and that's fine. But when I do want to get better, because I do want to get better, I need to actually put in the work, you know, not just like once in a while, when I'm in the mood, when I feel like I can make good art, when I somehow get a good sketch, then I'll start like practicing. You know, it shouldn't work that way. I should be practicing either way, even if it's terrible, awful, turns into a rough draft that no one likes. I should still have fun with the process. And that's kind of what the experience taught me. Like, I don't think I'm gonna go back and say something. I don't think that I personally am bad at taking critique. You know, I can take critique pretty well, but it's at the point where I need to stop being like baselessly confident in my abilities sometimes. Now, mind you, I'm not baselessly confident all the time. I kind of wish I were sometimes. I wish I had more confidence in my skills. But then there are some times where I'm like overly confident for no good reason. Especially, this happens especially after I stop drawing for a while, because I forget that I'm not super duper good at drawing. So when I draw consistently, I know that, hey, here are where my skill level is at. I need to be able to learn how to accurately tell where my skill level is and not like be defensive when somebody tells me like mistakes in my art. And I need to learn how to not mull over this, you know? If somebody critiques my art, I shouldn't be like, I should accept it, yes, like I do, but I shouldn't like keep accepting it. I shouldn't keep going over it in my mind, you know? I shouldn't be like so obsessive about it. Because usually when somebody tells me a critique, I'm like, okay, let's see how I can fix this. But if I can't fix it right away, I'll keep on mulling it over in my head, like, how can I fix this? How can I fix this? And then it slowly turns into, you can't fix this, you're useless, you can't do art good, you can't write good. You know, I need to learn how to stop doing that. And if I can't fix it right away, I should calm down and make a stable plan on how to fix it. And then thirdly, I should learn how to manage my schedule properly, you know? Maybe draw and write consistently instead of when I get random bursts of inspiration. That'd be good. That'd be good. There are times when I get into a really good rhythm of like drawing or writing every few days, or like at least consistently. But then like once I fall out of that rhythm, it's very, very hard to get back into. I'm so sure that like a lot of you know what I'm talking about, that once you form a good habit, it's hard to break, but once you break it, it's hard to get back into. But I just need to get better, you know? I'm still relatively young. My brain still values reward over anything else. Like instant gratification, I have a huge problem with that. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. But I need to learn how to control myself and say no. Fun later. Do serious stuff now. But yeah, that's kind of what I learned through that experience. I just thought it was neat. It was cool. This all happened in like 3 days though, so I didn't, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was just me thinking, I can't write good. I'll never be a professional. No one will ever want to buy my stuff. No one will ever want to read my stuff. I just took a little break and then I came back to it later and I was like, oh wait, I can write. I'm not that bad. I'm not awful. But yeah, that was something else. Oh, what I'm drawing. I haven't talked about what I'm drawing at all, but today I am drawing the cover art for In Your Dreamscape, which is exciting. I've been meaning to do this because in my plans for like promoting the series and like actually pushing out the series, I knew that once I drew the cover art, then I'm really on my way. I'm gonna be done soon, and that's really exciting because I've been working on this for a while, and sometimes, you know, it's just like, I want to be done. I want to post it. I really want to post it now, but I just need a little bit more of a buffer. I've been saying a little bit more of a buffer, but then I stopped drawing for like a month, so I still need that buffer that I've been talking about for the past 2 months, but it's whatever, it's whatever. And I really liked how it turned out. I have 2 versions, like one with the black background and one with the white background, and I don't know which one to choose because I think they both look good. So if you have any preferences, I'll post them up once the speed paint is done, and you can tell me which one you like more and I'll use that one. Or if you don't tell me your preferences, then I'll do whatever I want and you can't stop me. Man, I miss making videos. I miss talking to myself. I just really liked how it turned out, and I think that's all I have for this video. I don't know, whenever I do these kinds of videos, I feel like I don't have like the eloquence, I don't know what to call it, but I feel like I don't word my words good. I don't phrase my words very well, and I don't want other people to get the wrong impression of me, because I'm telling you what I really think in my brain, and I don't want you to think I think something else than I really think, if that makes sense. You see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have for this video. stay tuned for the next one. I should stop rambling, but thank you so much for sticking around until to however long this video is. I really appreciate your support and your watching, and I got 300 subscribers while I was taking a month-long hiatus, so that was cool. That was really cool. I got 300. I just think it's cool that people watch my stuff, and I ask you to please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down your thoughts about creativity. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with critique? That's it I have for you. Comment, subscribe, please, like. I already said that. I just want feedback. That's it, and I hope you enjoyed this video and tell me which one you liked more, please. And yeah, okay, I'll stop. I swear. But thank you for everything, and I'll see y'all next time. Ciao.